How's it, everybody? And a warm welcome to the NFT show. I'm your host, Philip Kalinko, and tonight we got Cade joining us from New York City. Cade,
What's up, Philip?
what's up, my brother?
2 seconds.
So Cade's at NFT New York. I said to him, look, you don't have to worry, mate. You don't have to come.
We'll see you around.
He said to me, no, he's going to be there.
I'm good. Okay,
Here he is. How's this legend?
Oh, dude, it's incredible. Let me get my shit together. Here we go. All right. Oh, man. That's been good, dude. So I'm literally at this event, like I was telling you off camera a second ago. We have Katie Brooklyn right there in the blue dress. And Lauren in the pink hair. I know them from TikTok super well and like just social media and stuff. And I met a lot of people. Shauna's here with Metaphor music. She's in the gray hat somewhere in that direction. But this has been super fun. Been able to meet so many people. And man, I don't know. I thought it was gonna be not as fun. I don't know, dude. Like I'm completely shocked how this has been. I wonder if this makes it better.
Did you go to any events? Did you go to any of the events?
Bro, okay, so I'm not gonna drop the full alpha, but I went to Cool Man Universe and was able to speak to Dan for a while. And bro, Cool Man holder for life now, bro. Like I talked to him for a few minutes and that was just it was dope. And so one of my Cool Man is my forever Cool Man now. It's one of my 3 now. I used to only have 2. It used to be just my Krypton Goon, my Subduck, and Cool Man was on the brink. But now that I was able to speak to him and just that interaction was just incredible. And I saw him the way he was treating all the holders at this event that I went to. And it was just super fucking legit, super authentic, really fucked with his vibe. And he just converted a holder to a forever holder. So that was really, really cool for me. And I was able to meet Frankie from Subducks and got to hang out with him and Rachel. And it was just so cool, dude. So cool.
Any alpha from Coolmans? Is there stuff coming up that's amazing, or you just really vibed with him?
I just was able to talk to him for a few minutes, like off camera, and it was just really super genuine, super cool dude. And saw some of my videos. We were kind of talking about some of the stuff. I was talking about his book a little bit to him, and it was just a really genuine conversation. And it was cool to have him be there, just talking to random people. And they do have an event for the babies coming out, so I imagine there will be a pump and floor. Similarly, I mean, they've already seen it. We've went from 0.4 to 0.8, I think, in this the past couple of days. No doubt because of that, and also because they have some disinformation coming out. But the announcement for the babies is soon, so there will likely be a pump. I don't know if we'll get to 1 week, but I wouldn't be surprised.
Did you get a goblin burger?
Bro, I was there. This is gonna be the craziest vlog for anyone watching. There's gonna be a ridiculous vlog that comes out. I was in the line. I was in the mosh pit. I was with Nikki, Brett, Andres, all the big YouTuber people, and I was with all of them. They somehow got us to the very front, and then they literally told everyone to fuck off. And so everyone was pissed. The Goblins event was a fucking shit show. The entire event was a shit show, but it was like so much fun.
Crazy, man. I'm so jealous. Me and Gaz are jealous, bro. I've had such FOMO. Everyone is there, and here I am.
Literally.
I mean, and have you made good connections, man? Have you met yeah?
Oh my God, I've made some ridiculous connections, like super, super crazy connections. I was not expecting. I went to a Hape event, Hape Beast, because I met Matt Sapien. That was really cool, the founder. Because I talked to her for a couple of minutes, and then I talked to this other dude who was there. He owns all the hype houses, the ones that are like the TikToker hype houses that with Charlie D'Amelio, all the big girls and guys are there. And he's like, yeah, I own those houses. And I was like, wait, so you're like a billionaire? And I was just like, what the fuck are you talking to me for? And so those kinds of people, I was able to talk to some big partnership people for big companies, get some insight as to where I'm at as far as like auditing my own position as a creator. And just really good conversations, dude. Like really helpful. Tagged with some good business people too that was able to teach me some things and just get me connected with certain people. But by far, now I'm just pissed I didn't go to NFT LA and NFT San Diego. So I'm definitely gonna go to NFT Seattle. I'm gonna try and go to NFT Toronto. I think there's one. So I was just blown away, dude. Blown away. All the YouTubers were really cool. All the TikTokers. Yeah, everyone was super nice.
100%. I mean, we always say relationships are so important, and that's what you're there for. So I'm so happy it's been so good for you. When are you coming back?
I'm here till tomorrow night. So today I'm gonna more than likely get dinner with the dude from Blockworks. It's a big NFT like news event thing, and he's also just cool as fuck in general. So I'm gonna try and get dinner with him. And Cody on Chain, another YouTuber, Solana YouTuber, and do my best to link up with him. We were supposed to this week, but it's been chaos. The first 2 days was just like absolute chaos, dude. Like, because all the big YouTubers were there, and they had all these connections to get these cool events. So they were like, let's just all roll in one big group. So we did that. but it was just one place to another, to another, to another, to another, to another. But I met all the guys. I met like Bento, met what's his name, Push Plug, Brett, Andres was there, Tom was there. We got to hang out with Tom for a few days, bro. It was fucking awesome. It was fucking awesome.
So cool, man. Any alpha for us? Anything cool?
So I always say to believe in Frankie from Subducks, but I also talk to him long term, bro. Believe in that man. Frankie's got a vision. Frankie's got a vision for the Subducks. I really like what he was talking about. Some things he's been working on the past couple of years. Dude's just well connected. If you research Frankie, just like unbiasedly, the man's been around forever. He's been around since the beginning of blockchain. He knows, buddies up with Gary Vee, knows all the right people, has the right connections, can pull it off. He's been working in the industry for so long. And so I've really noticed that the time here, how important the people are. Like, to bet on the right people is to bet on that's everything. Just bet on the right people, and they'll figure out ways to make it happen. And that's what I've really, really learned here. Just like talking to all these fucking awesome people.
Awesome. And any Mrs. Bergmans?
Probably many.
Good. Well, you look great, my brother, and I really don't want to keep you. I thank you so much for coming on, even though you got so much going on. Look forward to seeing you next week. Yeah, thank you for coming, so my brother. I really appreciate it. Enjoy every second. Okay.
Thank you, man. I will. It's so cool coming on. Shout out everyone who's in here. If you didn't come to NFT NYC, I highly suggest you come to it because it was a great time. All the founders are like rolling around these events. So you're able to get to meet some of these people you've been seeing online for so long. And they're just as cool. I mean, some of them are probably a little bit more awkward than you think, but like for the most part, it's super fun and they're awesome. So.
Awesome, my brother. You're a legend. You didn't have to come. Thank you, my brother. Enjoy. Safe trip back.
You, peace.
Love you too.
Everybody.
Ciao, ciao. Bye. How cool. What a legend. Honestly, I mean, he's got so much going on there. I said to him, Cade, forget it, man. No, I really, really appreciate it. Awesome. All right, guys. So let's check what's going on in the NFT market. I've got some big news across the NFT space. Let's jump straight into it over here. All right, market updates. If we have a look here, OpenSea volume yesterday was dismal, right? 14,798,000. That's the lowest it's been in almost like 8 months. But I do think it's important, this metric now, this OpenSea daily volume, we have to take into account X2, Y2, and we have to take into account LooksRare. Because, 5 months ago, 4 months ago, those two players were not doing proper volume. And these days they are. So I don't think that this is giving us a proper count, but it's definitely still low. If we look at the monthly so far, and we're on the 24th of the month, so under a week left, and we're only on 591 million. So we really are going to have the lowest month that we've had since July. There's no doubt about that. Monthly NFTs sold, still looking decent, 1.2 million, and we've still got those 6 days. But definitely lower value NFTs, which we can see clearly from the amount of US dollar traded. And then our recurring active wallets, you're looking at 330,000 people have traded, individual wallets have traded in this month. So that's just giving us a bit of an overview there. What an awesome day for cryptocurrency. We've got ETH up 10%, which is really just after all the down days we've had. It's really nice to have such a big pump. And then after yesterday, we also had about a 6-7% rise. So far, so good. Solana, which I was saying buy at $30, is sitting at 40, just went up a bit more, 40.6. And we've got Bitcoin up 2% on the day. So that's all looking really, really good. If we have a look here at what's trending on OpenSea, the big thing trending at the moment is the duplicator. Today they did launch rarity. So they updated metadata, and there's 3 different rarities here. And that's also why the volume's picked up, because you're now getting sales above floor. So if you have a look here, if you go rarity, they've now allocated very common, which are all these floor ones. Then your next best is common, which you can see is now 3.6 ETH. And the rare ones are going for like 7.5 Ethereum. So these guys are the top trenders today. Again, we did a video on Wednesday about the whole Doodles ecosystem and all the latest news. I'm going to be showing you more news. But basically, Pharrell Williams is the brand ambassador. They're raising funds. They're in a seed round of raising funds. and they've got the game coming out. They've dropped alpha on the duplicator, but watch that video if you want more info on it. So that's our top trender. Then we've got Moon Runners Official, sitting at number 2 at a 0.17 floor. The Mutants at 17.6 Ethereum. Bored Ape Yacht Club standing still at 89 Ethereum. CryptoPunks, which we saw that massive pump, has now slowed down to a normal level. We've got Solana Project, Primates at 28.8 Solana. Moonbirds have moved nicely at 20.8. Gossamer Seed at 0.58. Art blocks curated. We have been seeing a recurrence of the art meta for sure in this bear market. Definitely interesting to see. We got Goblin Towns, which went over 4 ETH and have slightly retraced in the last few hours, but still up on the 24-hour. Yesterday they were about 3.2. They're now 3.8. Got Other Deeds holding pretty steady at 2.4. Ada Chaos at 8 Solana. It's nothing at 0.12. Doodles at 14.3 have also retraced a little bit in the last 24 hours. And then we've got our Clone X at just under 11. And if we just have a look into Flip Finance and get a bit of an overview, we just want to really see green versus red. That's what we're looking for here. And we can see there's a good amount of red, more than green at just a glance. So overall, things have pulled back. Remember, a lot of guys are at NFT New York. It's going to be interesting once they start trickling back what the market's going to do. I've heard a lot of bullish reports in general, like guys not complaining about ETH, not complaining about the market, and just really getting to know these brands. And there's been a lot of incredible stuff going on there. So yeah, I'm quite bullish on the space, even if we're in a bear market. Then we have a look here at IC Tools, just what's trending now. As we're sitting here at a 5-minute candle, we've got DigiSharks, no idea what that is, 0.002. ApeDog.WTF, no idea. Moonrunners, which we saw, I'm actually going to be covering this project next week. The Squishyverse, which is a nice OG project, that's quite cool. You can stake them, get some passive income. We Are Johnny, no idea, also must be a brand new project. So yeah, we're starting to see that return to stuff that I don't recognize being here. There's our friends at Art Blocks. Gossamer Seed, which we saw in the top 15, which I'm also going to be covering next week. Super Plastic, I'm a huge fan of them, sitting at 0.08. But yeah, interesting to see. A few days ago, we were seeing all the blue chips here, and now we seem to have gone a little bit degen again. Nothing wrong with that, as long as we're getting some volume. Let's see what Gaz has to say over here before we jump into the news. What's your analyst opinion on whether there's just a bounce before the next massive dip, or is this? So yeah, on Ethan and Bitcoin, I don't know. It really depends the next couple of days how steady we stay. If we can keep this level, then we can either go up or down. Look, I think the medium term, the next couple of weeks, right, we're going to see another dip below the 1,000. I really do. And that seems to be the general consensus, not financial advice. But this might be the bottom. I don't know. But everyone is saying that we could see Bitcoin as low as about, what do they say, about 15. I've even heard lower than that, like 12. And we can see ETH as low as about 400 is the worst I've heard. And 600 is the consensus. But again, no one knows anything. They're looking at charts. There are things showing that we might go there. But if we hold steady now and break the 1.4, I think is our next resistance on ETH, 1,400, we could go up. So it's hard to tell. But the macro conditions which brought us here have not changed. We still have recession coming in the States, and we still have, the global issues that we have with Russia and all the other things going on. So that hasn't changed. So unless we get crypto decoupling from the NASDAQ, which we haven't seen so far, then I think we're in for a bit more pain, unfortunately. So let's see, Gaz. Let's see, my brother. All right, we're going to go back into the news now. I've got a lot of really, really cool news. Okay, so I want to show you a couple of things over here. All right, so we got our friends at Yuga Labs. Now, there was that whole thing with that Rider post and that YouTube video that we've spoken briefly about, that the Yuga founders were accused of being Nazis and racist and everything like that. I'm sure you've all heard of it. And today, the founders of Yuga Labs came out with an open letter, right? And I thought it was really, really good. I'll just read it to you. It's not too long. So they say, as many of you have heard, we've become the target of a crazy disinformation campaign against us. A group of Jewish, Turkish, Pakistani, and Cuban friends of being super secret Nazis. So it's interesting there. The first thing is that one of the founders is Jewish, which I did say, which is one of the things I found strange. So they're pointing that out, that they're a very diverse group of founders, the four of them. Even through the @ADL, which exists to protect Jewish people around the world from just this sort of hatred and slander, they have confirmed that this isn't true, and trolls are still spreading ridiculous conspiracy theories online and using them to sell knockoff NFTs. We've responded to much of this bullshit before, and there's links to it. Others have also come out and called this out in a detailed way, and there's another link to a thread. We've not responded in further details to these allegations because, frankly, they are insanely far-fetched. That said, we woke up this morning to a podcaster we respect talking about this conspiracy theory, and that was pretty surreal. Made us feel like it was time to come out and put an end to all of this. So here goes. Number one, why does your NFT collection feature apes? Because remember in the video, the thing that they said is that, the ape or the monkey is historically a offensive character, right? So they've come out and they've said why, and here's their answer. There's a long history of people affectionately referring to themselves as apes in crypto, which is why some of the rarest and most valuable NFTs in CryptoPunk's collection, which dates back to 2017, are the apes. We like the idea of creating a whole collection around apes who became so wealthy because of the crypto's rise that they became extremely bored. What is a bored ape to do? Perhaps retreat to a secretive club in the swamp. Okay, so we all know we say ape in and things like that, so that's what their response is to that. Number two, what was the inspiration for the design of the Bored Ape Yacht Club logo? Now, the reason for this is that the YouTube video said that logo was taken from I think an SS soldier or something like that, and it did look very, very similar when you watch that YouTube video. So they've said here, we never wanted to take ourselves too seriously, so the look of the club is ramshackle and divey. Everything about the Bored Ape Yacht Club was meant to convey a spirit of irreverence and absurdity. It's a yacht club that's actually falling apart and smack dab in the heart of the Everglades. As such, it needed an appropriately grimy, intriguing logo. We went with an ape skull to help convey just how bored these apes are. They're bored to death. Below is Gordon's email to the designer who worked with us on the logo, laying out our inspiration of punk, streetwear, and skate reference, maritime flags, and pennants, old yacht club flags, etc. The Bored Ape Yacht Club is a club, so having a version of the logo that was a patch made sense to us, and we borrowed from the old yacht club logos and motorcycle club patch designs. And here he's actually attached the email dated 2021, the 28th of March, and here he's showing his email to the designer for the logo and everything that he attached as inspiration for the logo to show how what they gave the designer to come up with it. And here you see some old motorcycle ones. That one looks quite similar, and so on. So I like that he did that. I'm sure our troll will find a way, the SBC pennant here or other stuff, to be something hateful, but it's literally just some vintage yacht club flag we found. Here's the file name that we have for it. Since the Bored Ape Yacht Club has become a main point for this troll, it's worth laying out what the Anti-Defamation League had to say on the subject when contacted. The Nazi Totenkopf is one very specific graphic design of skull and crossbones, and the monkey skull resembles it in no way except insofar as all skulls resemble each other to a certain degree. Mark Pitkovy, researcher, okay? Then talk about the company name, Yuga Lab, because he also said, this thing also said that was nefarious. We're nerds, and Yuga is the name of the villain in Zelda, who has the ability to turn himself and others into 3D art. It makes perfect sense for an NFT company. We were also aware that Yuga means error, so on. And he goes on to counter all the different claims that were made. And I thought it was really well done. And I was happy to see a response. And I think that they had to come out and say something about it. They also say that they actually never launched on the date of Hitler's passing away, that they never launched on that date. That's incorrect, and you can look at the launch date. So that was incorrect. And like I said in my stream the other day, said, look, if you really are anti-Semitic, surely you would choose to launch on Hitler's birthday, because that's a celebration, not the day that he passed away, right? So yeah, I mean, look, I think that it's good that they came out, and I'm happy that that's hopefully been put to rest. All right, so now in less controversial news and something really cool, I just have to switch off the sound here, otherwise I'm going to get a DMCA. All right, so we've got Eminem and Snoop Dogg coming out with a song and a video, music video, with their Bored Apes. A nice little touch. Okay, and I've got my mutant t-shirt. You can see the front is quite plain, and then on the back big and the screen bigger. So that's really, really cool. I like that they've collabed together with Eminem and Snoop Dogg. And then keeping with Yuga Labs, we see this. This was actually old news. They hired Christie's exec to manage CryptoPunks, and that's why we saw the pump in CryptoPunks a few days ago. So Noah Davis is going to be running it. And he says, I'm humbled and honored to announce I'll be leaving my current post in July to steward the CryptoPunks as brand lead under the umbrella of Yuga Labs. Before I say anything else, it's important to confirm that we won't be doing what we won't be doing. Simply put, I will not fuck with the punks. And he said, that his plan is to treat it like high-end art, and to try get it into, Web 2 brick and mortar notable museums and art places, to keep it as the classic NFT collection and give it that sort of notability that it deserves. And, it really was quite bullish news for the space. So yeah, that's all the Yuga Labs ecosystem news. And to move on, we know that Pharrell Williams is the new brand chief officer at Doodles. Now, this is incredible. This is absolutely massive. I mean, we do know that the CEO of Doodles was from Billboard. They poached him from Billboard. And this is the value that a guy like that brings, relationships with a guy like Pharrell Williams. And I truly believe like Pharrell and Doodles is the perfect fit. He sings songs like I'm Happy and all of that. And that's exactly the Doodles vibe. And they've also said that they're going to be having music in their Doodles 2 collection. So your NFT will be able to play music. And yeah, I just think it's really, really bullish. It's such a notable guy with such a brilliant brand fit. And I think most people feel this way because the price of Doodles after this news a few days ago, it just skyrocketed from about 11 to 15 Ethereum. And the duplicators you saw are just trending and haven't stopped. Then other bullish news, and there's a lot. I mean, we're in the middle of a bear market, and left, right, and center, we're just hearing about people raising, big money. So Magic Eden reaches unicorn status after raising $130 million. So unicorn status means it's been valued at over $1 billion. $1.6 billion, which is incredible. If you think about it, it's a marketplace that's, I don't know, like 6 months, 8 months old, maybe a little bit more, but still, it's under a year. So that's really, really incredible. So they've finalized their Series B fund. It's been closed. They've got 130 million, valuing them at 1.6 billion. And for those that don't know, Magic Eden is like the OpenSea for Solana. So it's the main Solana marketplace, and that's incredibly bullish for the Solana ecosystem. And yeah, I mean, to be honest, I'm quite bullish on Solana as a crypto as well. Not financial advice, obviously, but I do think that long term, Solana's got a good chance of increasing multiples, to, like tenfold from the whatever it is now, $35-40 that it is now. Yes, they have their teething problems. They will sort those out. They also announced that they're going to be releasing a smartphone, Solana. And I must be honest. I mean, I need to learn more about what the smartphone can do. Obviously, it will have some NFT capability that usual phones don't have. But I just think it might be, a bit too much to bite off. To be quite honest, the cell phone space is incredibly, saturated, and unless you Apple or Google, it's very, very difficult to compete with Apple and Google. Unless they launch like a $50 phone, right? Which they didn't. They've launched a $1,000 phone, or they're launching a $1,000 phone. So they're trying to compete with the whales out there. And I think it might be a mistake. With that said, hearing all the problems that Token Proof had at NFT NYC. So basically, Token Proof is the company that would verify your token, verify that you are holder of the token, and let you into these parties, right? And a lot of people have been saying, it didn't work so well, and it took a long time to verify certain wallets. So a Solana cell phone that has that as a built-in capability for a Solana type of NFT show, those are maybe some of the benefits that you would get, as well as security, more security, things like that. Don't know, remains to be seen, but definitely an interesting one. Another incredible partnership, Cristiano Ronaldo partners with Binance to change the NFT game. So for those of you that don't know, Ronaldo is probably the most famous soccer player in the entire world. And he has come on as brand ambassador for Binance. And again, I mean, when we're talking about NFTs and we say, okay, there's 2 million registered wallets or users on OpenSea, or just under, right? Out of the population in the world, of whatever, 7 billion or whatever it is, that's tiny. So we do need brand ambassadors in the space. We do need people that are household names and incredibly famous to be stewards of NFTs. And this is just one of many moves that Binance is making, and they really are investing big time in the NFT space. They're going to be launching their own marketplace, and I think that it's really bullish in general for the space. I just think it's great. Let's get some adoption here, So I do think that is definitely going to be something to watch. Just want to remind you, today is Freestyle Fridays. It's not a monologue. It can be a monologue, I don't mind. But if you want to ask me anything, look at collections, ask me anything you want, feel free to do so in the comments. Only available on YouTube. If you're watching on Twitter, you must come to our YouTube channel, please, if you want to chat. But yeah, that's what Freestyle Fridays is. Usually I've got Cade here to chat with me. So in his absence, feel free, guys. All right, another news article that we've got here recently. eBay just bought Known Origin NFT Marketplace. They're a NFT marketplace, Ethereum. Not very hugely well known, but they are now, because eBay is very well known, and just shows that eBay is coming into the NFT space. They want to sell NFTs. They say they plan to become the world's top destination for NFTs. And it's just interesting, you're seeing big players. With that said, we were all so bullish on Coinbase, with their NFT marketplace. And so far it has really underwhelmed drastically. Underwhelmed all of us really drastically, right? What it does in time remains to be seen. They've invested a lot of money in it. I'm sure they're not going to just give up on it. But yeah, just good to see. Again, a big, well-known name in the space, eBay, acquiring a small NFT marketplace so that they can, become the leader in NFTs, to use their words, right? So that's really another bullish story that I wanted to bring to you. Then we've got Moonpay is going to also launch their own NFT platform called Hypermint. So if you don't know, Moonpay is one of the leading payment gateways for buying crypto. I wonder how OpenSea feels about this, because we know that OpenSea has got Moonpay as one of their sole payment clearers. So I wonder how they feel about it. But they're going to be launching their own NFT marketplace also. So it seems like everybody wants to get into the NFT marketplace space. Just going to have a quick drink. And then we've got Time and the Sandbox to build Times Square in the metaverse. So they're doing a collab together. The Sandbox today announced a partnership with Time Pieces, the NFT community initiative from Time, to build a Times Square in the metaverse. Notably, this is the Times' first ever destination in the virtual world. Taking inspiration from the iconic neighborhood in New York City, Times Square will be a space of convening art and commerce. Let's take a closer look at Time and the Sandbox partnership. So they're going to be doing that. Yeah, I mean, I must be honest, it would have been nice if this NFT New York was in the metaverse for guys like me that are, tens of thousands of kilometers away from New York. But we still don't have that metaverse experience that replicates real life. And I'm well aware of that. They did an interesting study the other day. I think it was a Facebook-led study where they got, I think it was 30 or 40 people to wear the latest version of their Oculus headset, which is quite thin and quite light. And they had to spend 9 hours a day, 5 days a week. So working hours, your usual working time, in the metaverse with this headset on. 2 people lasted an hour and got so nauseous that they had to stop. And all the others lasted the whole week, but all said that they much, much prefer real life to the metaverse as it stands now. Now, look, we're in the early days. You remember the internet when you used to have that dial-up modem. I don't know if you guys do. I do. You say, I don't know if you remember, and then a high-pitched noise. You'd wait 5 minutes for it to connect. If you wanted to download a low-quality song, it would take 3 hours. There was no such thing as downloading a song and playing it while you downloading it, let alone high-quality video. Streaming it was non-existent. So we're in the early days. But it was interesting that they struggled so much. They said there were things like eye strain, various different things that they felt, not all of them, but some of them, but none of them enjoyed it. Okay, so yeah, got a long way to go, but definitely, guys, starting to build in Sandbox is always good, especially when it's notable people. Then there's a little bit cringy because, I don't know, Mark Zuckerberg, to me, I respect the guy a lot. I mean, wow, as a businessman and a technology brain and an innovator, huge, huge respect. But one thing I don't look up to Mark Zuckerberg for is his fashion sense, right? It's just the one thing that I just, the guy wears the same t-shirt every single day, and he's not really a fashion icon in my mind. No, not putting any shade to him in any way. But anyway, he announced a metaverse clothing store, and I don't know if you guys saw it. I hope the picture's here. No, it's not. There were test avatars of him and his wife in different clothing. I mean, there is one. Yeah, I think that might be his wife there. There's one of her, but it was quite funny to see. But basically, it says, in recent Instagram live video, Mark Zuckerberg, CEO of Meta, revealed a virtual clothing shop called the Meta Avatar Store. Customers in selected regions could soon access this new store to outfit their metaverse avatars in branded outfits. Zuckerberg says the Meta Avatar stores will be accessible through Meta's 3 major social media sites. To show off their new fashion line, they shared an image of his avatar sporting various clothing options, etc., etc. So yeah, again, funny, but good. Let's go. Let everyone come along. Another incredibly bullish article for the space. Again, in the throes of a bear market, you've got Immutable X announcing a $500 million fund for NFTs and gaming. So again, I mean, that's not small money. It says here the blockchain Immutable X says that it will invest $500 million into Web3 gaming projects called the Immutable Developer and Venture Fund. This will be the first official fund administered by Immutable Ventures. In a recent press release, the team says that its goal is to attract and support game developers in the space. In addition to cash investments, Immutable Ventures will release its own IMX token to partner NFT projects. A few game companies and investment firms working with Immutable Ventures include Animoca Brands, GameStop and various others. So yeah, I mean, again, just big money in a bear market when we're on the brink of a recession, raising huge amounts of money to invest in this space, in the Web3 space. So guys, if anyone thought Web3 was dead, I'm telling you that this is just the beginning. It is just being born. And that's what you're witnessing. You're witnessing an early market, right? Metaverse will be a $5 trillion industry by 2030, says McKinsey & Co. McKinsey & Co., a consultancy firm, they are very well respected. And they say, and they predict, based on their models, they're not just throwing out a number, that Metaverse will generate $5 trillion by 2030. Okay, so that's a huge amount of money. Detailed the reasoning behind the bold prediction in the study's called Value Creation in the Metaverse. The new report shows data gathered from over 3,400 participants in 4 areas: China, the USA, Europe, and the Asia Pacific region. In addition to speaking to the average consumers, McKinsey asked business leaders and VC firm about their metaverse strategies. The majority of people that they spoke to had a favorable view of metaverse applications. Indeed, McKinsey & Co. said 95% of the executives believe that the metaverse would help their business in 5 to 10 years. Over 30% of those surveyed said the metaverse would significantly affect their operations, and about 25% said they expect the metaverse to ramp up their margin growth by at least 15%. When McKinsey spoke to the consumers, they found that almost 60% could name one activity they enjoyed more in the metaverse versus in real life. Most respondents said they preferred to shop in the metaverse, but customers also enjoyed visiting live events, playing video games, and attending fitness classes. Although McKinsey & Co. believes the metaverse will bring in revenue from multiple industries, it believes e-commerce will be the dominant force at $2.6 trillion by 2030. For comparison, McKinsey analysts say metaverse education and advertising will account for $200 billion each, while gaming will be worth about $100 billion. So yeah, another great article, really bullish on the space, is McKinsey & Co. Saying that within the next 8 years, this will be a $5 trillion industry, the metaverse. Then we have Fox investing $100 million in NFT TV shows. So we've had gaming on the one side with Immutable X. Now we have Fox, who's a very well respected in the TV space, or broadcasting is what I was thinking of, broadcasting space. They will be investing $100 million in NFT shows. I think that that's great. In a recent interview with CoinDesk, they said that it would use the $100 million to create a robust, creative community and promote a healthy brand ecosystem. The media giant also mentioned use of these funds for the benefits related to upcoming NFT communities. They want to gravitate towards NFT storytelling. So yeah, guys, again, just another bullish thing about the space. And I'll tell you honestly, I never went out today with the intention of only bringing bullish articles. I think they were all bullish, to be honest. These were just ones that stood out for me, but I just think it tells a story. This is just news in the last week. I mean, the date of this is the 24th of June. It's today. The date of this one is 4 days ago. The date of this guys. Sorry, the power just went off. And I live in South Africa. There's something called load shedding. We have a generator, but for some reason it's tripped. So I'm sorry, I'm in like complete dark over here. There's nothing here except for my laptop, but no internet or nothing. So I came on my cell phone. I'm really, really sorry. I'm going to have to end the stream. But yeah, hope everyone is good. Thank you for tuning in. And we will definitely see you again next week for the next live show. Keep well.